Sagittarius, what is going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to look at your energy via the tarot, astrology, and any channeled messages that come through. So let's get into it. We're in Taurus season officially. It's been a little intense for sure. There's definitely been some heightened water and fire element, which just basically means there's a lot of emotions, a lot of tension, things popping off, and we're also building up to a full moon in Scorpio. The astrology has really been highlighting people's situations that are working for us and that are not. And it's not fun, right? In certain situations, certain circumstances, it's painful, it's difficult to see true colors show through, etc. Or when we find out people have been lying, manipulating, etc. And so it's been a lot to navigate through, but ironically, as we're moving towards the full moon, as we're kind of getting deeper into Taurus season, the earth element is starting to enliven, which I'm seeing this as soaking up some of that water fire that has just kind of been ruling us lately and hopefully bringing in a little bit more balance as a result. When we have more balance, when we feel more grounded, centered within self, it's way easier to see things clearly, to make choices according to what is highest and best for us, and not get sucked into the toxicity, drama, bullshit, right? So that's why I like to start these readings off with an energy cleansing, just set the tone, set the vibe for the reading. Cleanse out any blocks, limitations that we might be coming into. It's also a really good time to set your own intention for the reading, especially if you've come in with something on your heart, on your mind, something you would like spirit to deliver messages to you around. Definitely give that over. Be open to receive. It's a great way to personalize these collective readings. And I also do personal readings. I offer a variety of healing wellness services. Readings are one of them. If you want me to look at a specific situation for you, how it's going, where it's headed, that kind of vibe, or if you are just looking for more of that rebalancing of self, I do energy healing as well as Ayurvedic or holistic wellness consultations. When we feel strong, when we feel aligned, like I was saying, that's actually how we're manifesting abundance. That's how we're manifesting the life that we want, something that brings us happiness and fulfillment. It doesn't always look how we imagine, but like the way to get there is like taking care of ourselves and honoring ourselves in the process. So I would love to help support in whatever way possible. Definitely hit me up. All the info to get into contact with me is in the description box below. All right, Sagittarius, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being so we may see and understand the messages clearly and help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels, Mama love. Mama love. All right, Sagittarius. So I definitely do feel like your energy is a little bit more settled walking into this week. I feel like you've definitely, like you're feeling the reverberations of some intense stuff, or just some stuff, like I was saying in the very beginning, that's kind of picked, poked, prodded at you, things that have really kind of brought up some emotions, some feelings that are not so comfortable, that are harder to navigate, that you weren't even like in a position where you like had even that extra space to navigate. It's almost like you've been battling a lot is what I'm hearing, but I am hearing this week that there is more like balance, harmony, reciprocity coming in 100%. Daffodil represents rebirth and new beginnings. So you're realigning with something, or aligning with something on a better level. Maybe someone that wasn't like for the best for you has made some readjustments, spirit, universe, God, however you understand that. There have been adjustments that have been made. And so now you have a little bit more hope on the horizon. You're feeling more hopeful. And I think the adjustments that you've had to make have been directly in alignment with like how happy you feel about your life, right? Like the people, the situations that are coming in for you, whether that's making you feel good or not, and then making those adjustments accordingly. But things have been a little bit rocky lately, right? Like there's also, I'm hearing like just not turning a blind eye to the issues, making sure that you're actually dealing with that. Sometimes fire energy can be quick. Well, it's always quick, but I'm saying when we need to kind of stick around, learn a lesson, process through something, that's just as important as moving on to the next thing, right? If anything, it's more important because it kind of clears us of our karma, so to speak, or getting ourselves back into a similar situation. So like things are, you feel like balanced this week. And I think you're really looking at this beginning or this fresh start as like, it's hopeful. There's hope there. And you're anticipating that things are going to be good. I don't know. They've been rocky for a while and now they're settling down a little bit more. And it's helping you. It's helping you out a lot. But, you know, I don't know, like sometimes when we do have a lot of burdens, a lot of stress, a lot of responsibility, etc., it's hard to be empathetic to other people and their situations. In your blocked energy is peony, which symbolizes prosperity and compassion. Prosperity depends more on wanting what you have than having what you want. Interesting. Prosperity depends more on wanting what you have than having what you want. Very interesting. Yeah, because so like there's, you know, I don't know. I'm hearing it's almost just like things aren't necessarily linear. Like you don't have to go from A, B to C. And sometimes we can get, especially if we do have a lot of responsibilities on our plate or things have been really stressful, it's easy to get super rigid about how we are managing things moving forward. And I feel like it's because I'm kind of hearing it's like you get your ducks in a row, but then something just doesn't feel right. And you're in a space where you're hopeful, right? Like there's been change. You've cleared out some stuff. You're feeling good. You're feeling like, okay, if I do A, B, and C, then it's going to work out. And so that's what I'm going to do. And yes, 100%. But the beauty, the magic of life is things don't always have to be linear, right? And there is some underlying component of your self-esteem. Keeping it in check. I mean, I don't know. Like, okay, well, let's look at this a little bit more. Your self-esteem might be taking a little bit of a hit, or it has taken a hit in the past. So there might be some false sense of like, I'm doing okay, you know, because things are starting to work out. So it's kind of like, okay, we get this boost of ego. It feels good. Maybe it wasn't as bad. Maybe I was, you know, whatever. Like you're not sweeping things under the rug, but it's also saying make sure that you're not, because you're dealing with some new energy. There's new vibrancy around you. And like, I don't know. I think that as much as you are hopeful that this situation is going to work out, it does put a new spin on things, but you are kind of still in this waiting game. So again, this emphasis on being patient. We're seeing this a lot with Mars as well. The way Mars is our action potential, it's like kind of how we push the energy forward in our life. And it's just been weirdly aspected where things are taking longer than need be. We're being called to vet the situations we're getting involved in. Sometimes it is taking 2-3 times in order to get something right, and we just have to be patient. It's better to take something, it's better to wait if you can, be patient on something, or recognize something might just be a stepping stone. And that's what I'm getting a little bit of with whatever you're dealing this week. We get hopeful, right? We want permanency or when we have so much on our plate, we want stability, we want consistency, etc. And you are getting that. You are actually getting that. But at the same time, it also feels like not as much or how you had hoped or how you anticipated. Like, it looks like what's coming to you is not as stable as you want it to be, or what you're hoping, right? Because your energy this week is all about anticipation. Like, how is this situation? How is this dynamic gonna work out? If I do A, B, and C, what are the results that I'm gonna get? And yeah, maybe there is a little bit of an equation behind it. That's kind of what fire energy is all about, right? Even that Mars that I was talking about earlier, it kind of is an equation, because fire energy is really good at manifesting, i.e. making things happen, because you can push things forward. The challenge becomes when you have to slow your roll and really evaluate all the nooks and crannies and recognize whether it's like a good thing or not. It also looks like you have something in the back of your mind. I don't know, like you're really nervous. You know, again, this comes back to, don't hate me for saying this, Sagittarius, I'm sorry, this is just how the cards are playing out, but it's like a false sense of security is what I'm hearing. Whatever you're bringing in, whatever is, it like I said, it feels more like a stepping stone. That might not resonate for everyone. Pick it up if it does, leave it behind if it doesn't. Yeah, but it kind of just seems like you are really hopeful, but you might not have found the right fit yet, right? You might not have found the right fit yet. And again, because it looks like you're coming from this space where there has been a lot of reshuffling, a lot of, you know, it's forced you to make changes when you weren't necessarily ready to do so. And because of that, like, again, tired, exhaustion, ready for things to be different, like we just cross our fingers that the next thing that comes in is going to be the right fit. And 100%, but it's also saying, okay, new beginnings are often disguised as painful endings, right? So as you're making the transition, as you are letting go, as you are releasing, really understanding and evaluating what this prosperity looks like to you. Yeah, you could have the perfect ideal situation with the wrong person, right? Like, it might look good on paper, but in reality, it just might not be. And it doesn't make it bad and wrong and shame on you and them and blah, blah, blah. It really just doesn't. It's just like life is diverse, very, very diverse. And the maturity level of whatever this is that's coming towards you is just not there. And it's a learning curve for you. Again, not good, bad, right, or wrong. And I'm saying all this because I feel like the more you can kind of be diplomatic about it, I'm hearing like Queen of Swords energy, just kind of have more of that non-emotional approach, the more it's going to be like, you know what, this isn't really working, and that's okay too. Or maybe they're going to get me to this next spot, and then I have to do a little bit more legwork to bring something else in. That's really what this energy reminds me of. So not banking on the fact that the next thing is going to be the perfect forever, happily ever after type vibe, right? Dragonfly. Yeah, this is about peace. I love that. The cards never lie. Ever imparting tranquility, she reminds us that our soul is pure and that peace is but a short distance away. And I'm also hearing like peace is prosperity. It's bizarre, like, especially if you are someone who's proactive about, you know, keeping yourself balanced and stable and harmonious. When you go out into the craziness, the chaos of the world, it can be like very jarring, right? And peace is worth so much, right? And that's where that value is. When we're able to kind of find that peace, find that rest in our soul, that's where our self-esteem comes from. When we're always chasing, hoping, you know, kind of keeping up with the Joneses, that's where we have unrest. That's not peaceful at all, right? That's anxiety and fear-provoking. Cicada reminds us to surrender. Grounded by her persistence and driven by her heart, she is a compelling reminder of what we can achieve when we surrender to our calling. So powerful. I love this for you, Sagittarius, because here's the thing. You've done a lot of work to get here And I think that needs to be taken into account too. I'm hearing validate yourself, like really honor who you are and what you've done and what you've built to get to this new beginning after difficult endings, right? But don't shortchange yourself. Don't shortchange yourself, because just because it looks good on paper, again, I'm going to emphasize that point, doesn't necessarily make it so, right? So just be kind to yourself, be kind to yourself, cardinal, and be authentic, authenticity. He teaches us to embrace our uniqueness and discover the power of authenticity. This has been coming up a lot in the collective lately, like not being afraid to be who you are, use your voice. And the reason is, yes, it's empowering, good on you, whatever. But at the same time, when we do, it is attracting the people, the situations to us that are going to work in harmony and reciprocity with us. Not the people that are like going to be like, oh yeah, it's great. And then like behind your back, they're like, screw you. We'll keep it light. So keeping that in mind, right? Again, just because it looks good on paper doesn't necessarily make it so. I really hope this helps, Sagittarius. Thank you so much for your time, energy, always. I super appreciate you. I hope you found messages that resonated for you here. Definitely drop comments below if you did. If I love to hear, or just say, hey, share it, a little love, a little TLC. I so appreciate all the support, all the blessings you bring to the channel. No, I'm sending it back your way.